Hey everyone, welcome back to Chains of Olympus, and this is the final main video. So we'll have the final boss and whatnot coming up, and there's quite a few cutscenes.
Calliope, where are you?
Kratos looked, but his daughter was nowhere to be seen. In the middle of the room sat a graceful figure, a figure he recognized all too well. Persephone, wife of Hades, and queen of the undead.
Where is my daughter, witch?
Choose your words carefully, Ghost of Sparta. You address the goddess of the underworld. Your daughter is well. She lives among the pure souls in the Elysian fields.
Lead me to her!
Have you forgotten, Kratos? The Olympians need you. They slumber at the hand of Morpheus.
I have faithfully served the gods, yet they do not give me what I ask. I grow weary of their demands.
The gods on Olympus failed me too, Kratos. I was betrayed by Zeus and tricked by my husband Hades. Now I am to stay in the underworld as queen of the dead, to serve the fallen and care for them as my own children.
Persephone! I demand to see my daughter!
As you wish. If Calliope is your true desire, I can help you. But be warned, Ghost of Sparta. The world of man will suffer because of your choice.
I care little for the world and its suffering! Where is she?
If you are to see your daughter again, you must become worthy of Elysium. Cast your weapons at the Forsaken Tree, and let it release the evils of your past. Only then will you be free of your sins, and be granted passage through the divine gates.
So, with this, the only way to get Calliope back is to sacrifice all of our power we've gained. And we don't have any choice in the matter, we have to sacrifice everything we've gotten so far. Our health upgrades, magic, mana upgrades, our strength even. And it looks as though we're giving it to the Tree of Life. As there's a few apples hanging off there.
You have done well, Kratos. Walk through the portal and find the one you seek.
Calliope!
Father?
My child.
Why did you go?
I am here now, child. And I will not leave you again.
I have watched over you pathetic mortals for 1,000 years, and it is always the same. Serving yourself before the needs of others has always been your flaw. But no matter. For now you serve my purpose. It is time for all that came before to end. The Titan will fulfill his role and finish what I have started. I released Atlas.
You?
As you were pathetically disarming yourself, Atlas completed the task I set him out to do. With the power of the sun in his hands, it is only a matter of time before he destroys the pillar that holds the world. And Olympus with it.
But why?
Do you think it was my choice to wed a man I did not love? Live a life I did not choose? I was betrayed by the very gods that once saw me as their own. But no more. Once the pillar is destroyed, the world will revert into chaos.
And what is to become of you?
I will have my peace and be free from this miserable existence. I will perish, but it is my choice.
Father, what's What's happening? I'm scared.
In your selfish choice to be with your daughter, you have caused her ruin.
No.
Elysium falls too, Kratos. She will perish.
No! I will not let the gods take her from me again!
Father!
The choice was clear to him, yet impossible to make. To stay with his daughter meant the end of the world and the end of her. To stop Persephone and Atlas would mean forsaking his daughter forever. While his hatred and anger for the gods grew ever stronger, he knew there was but one thing to do.
So, our job here is to push Calliope away. And if you leave it a minute before pushing it away, on this version you get an achievement. But you want to do this about 3 times before she'll finally leave you alone. Because we need our power back. Otherwise the world's gonna get all destroyed and whatnot.
Father, no!
So here, we have to go around snapping these ghosts' neck to get our powers back. And each time we do, we get health, which is something worth remembering.
Kratos soon realized that what he gained in humanity, he lost in power. He would need to become the monster he once was if he was to defeat Persephone.
So after we've snapped enough necks, we can use our weapons again, and enemies start to spawn in. So it's worth trying to take out as many dudes as you can, and it's good to know that because the ghosts still travel around, because we still need to finish getting all of our upgrades. If you do end up getting hit a lot, you can quickly just snap the neck and just get all your power back, which is extremely useful. Especially for me, because here I seriously take a lot of damage.
He would need to become the ghost of Sparta once again if he was to save his child.
So, we're nearly all powered up. And these guys just do destroy me, so... But I do get lucky though.
He would need to sacrifice his life so that she may live.
No! Father, no!
At that moment, Kratos knew his destiny was not with Calliope. The fates were never that kind.
So, it's at this point Kratos knows that he can never have his family back. It's just all of his power and work for the gods instead. Anyway, these last few guys. That move there with the gauntlet is pretty useful. L1 and triangle in the air, and it can do a fair bit of damage to enemies. Although you can still get hit when you're in the air. And they've also really handed out the red orbs here, so if you haven't got any fully upgraded things, they should be by now. So the gauntlet makes quick work of guys with shields, but first thing you want to do is concentrate on the archers and get rid of them. And a lot of them spawn, so there's quite a bit of me just chopping the heads off. And this part here is quite long. There's a few stages to it. And personally, I'm not a massive fan of this part. I think it would have been nice just to maybe fight a couple of bigger dudes and be on the way. But another thing worth knowing is you should use your magic here, because immediately after here is a chest of mana and health, so feel free to go crazy. And this guy, he's small stuff. We haven't seen him for a long time, but he gets taken down quickly enough. And we get some mana back for our troubles, which is useful. And here, there are 4 archers constantly, which is a massive nuisance. So you seriously want to just get rid of them. Trying to contend with the archers and this guy is not fun. And I'm luckily getting a little bits of health here. Part of me thought this would be futile as I would just get one shot. But for some reason he just stands completely still and I can down him quick enough with the gauntlet. We can just restock and save here.
Spartan, witness the end.
So, the final fight, and it's up there with Kairon, and it's a fun fight. So the main thing is she will charge into you like that, and she will knock you on the floor, which is just a nuisance because Kratos can take a while to stand back up. And the other thing she does is brings up a slab of concrete and kicks that at you, which I get lucky avoiding here, because if you get close to her, it's like a safe zone from it. But you can really wail into her with the Gauntlet of Zeus. The Ifrit also cancels out the boulder, which is useful. In fact, the Ifrit is really useful here, because if she charges at you and you're using it, it will stop her from actually finishing her attack on you. And doing enough damage will grant you health and bits of mana, which again keeps you going for a bit longer. I do find this part to be quite tough because it's really easy just to get caught and then just highly damaged over and over. And for some reason this part lacks music.
Go to her.
But that's the first phase done.
With her. Leave this world.
And this quick time event is a bit dirty because I've died at that point a few times. But luckily if you do die you will start from there again, so it's not like you've got to do the whole thing again. So we've got to chain up this Titan again, just to get him off our backs.
You will not stop me!
And with that we start the second form, which I enjoy, as most of it is just projectile reflecting. So the first thing there is easy, you only have to reflect once. And once that's done, you can just start hitting her while she's down. And the more damage you do, the more projectiles she'll start to throw at you. So it can get a bit more challenging. But if you've learned how to reflect, then it's not too bad. But it's just about finding a position you find comfortable. Like at a distance, you know, you can reflect from. Which is why I go to there. I find it harder to judge if you're closer to her. So eventually she'll move to the middle pillar. and she starts to throw a lot of these at you. The main thing though is just trying to hit it as much as you can whilst you double jump. I only hit her 3 times there, which could have been better. But here she starts to use these pillars, which will damage you quite a bit. And the laser beam there, you're better off just running underneath it, as it takes time for it to follow you. And the more you damage her, the quicker the pillars get as well when they come out of the ground. So you want to just constantly be changing direction, because you will put them in a direction you're running. And if you do get hit by the projectile, this happens. It goes straight to the pillars. And that bit of light in the middle is sunlight, which we'll be using very soon. So a few more times, and hopefully we'll get to the final part. Nearly there. And there we go, once she's down, you stand in here, break out your shield, and get ready for these quick times. Otherwise she will kill you.
Your suffering will never end, Ghost of Sparta.
Perhaps you believe the Olympians will help you. But I ask, where are your gods now, Kratos? Why do they not come to your aid? I do not need the aid of the gods! But my path is now clear to me. I will serve them! And they will keep their promise to free me from my past! I ask you, Spartan, what good is the promise of an Olympian? It is all I have, Atlas! We will meet again, Spartan. The fates have deemed it. One day, you will regret what you have done here.
The mighty Atlas was left enchained, cursed to forever hold the world on his shoulders. Greater penance than even Zeus himself had placed on the Titans. The fate of Atlas had been sealed, and the goddess Persephone was no more. Kratos had saved mankind, but that mattered little to him. By forsaking his daughter, he had abandoned the only person he ever cared for. What he had long sought and finally found was now forever lost. As the sun chariot rose higher in the sky, and the might of Helios shone once again on the world, Morpheus retreated to the shadows. Kratos gained little satisfaction from his victory. With years of servitude in front of him, he would need to confront his past and fight to reclaim the humanity he lost on the day his dark legend was born.
And that's about it for Chains of Olympus. There's a bit of a lack of commentary in this episode, so I thought I'd fill it here. And you should keep watching after credits as well, as there's something else. But it's not the final video, as there's a couple of bonus ones to come out, which I'll hopefully do quite soon. But as much fun as the final boss fight is, it's pretty underwhelming compared to the other games' fights. But it's a good game. It's worth playing if you like the God of War games. It's pretty short, but I enjoyed it. So I'll see you around. The dire toll of his relentless battles finally caught up with him as Kratos fell from the chariot to the earth. Was this sacrifice too much for one to bear, even for the man who was known as the Ghost of Sparta?
has again served us well, Athena.
He is a remarkable mortal.
He is weak. Shall we help him?
He'll live. They must.